This time of year, the most common question I get is, Mike, who do you like as a sleeper? It's an appropriate question because there's no value in me being Captain Obvious and telling somebody I like Mike Trout or Miguel Cabrera. People want to know where to find value, where they can get a player cheap in an auction or later in a snake draft. Lucky for you, I've got one fresh in my mind that's climbing my rankings almost on a daily basis. Now, I had a conversation with an American League Central scout this past weekend about a young outfielder that I really like, and we discussed the player's skill set. And I was pleasantly surprised to find out that he concurred with nearly every one of my thoughts. Then, later that day, much to my surprise, the same player belted a 3-run home run off of Clayton Kershaw, leading the Chicago White Sox to a 5-4 win. That player? 22-year-old outfielder Avisail Garcia. Garcia was traded from the Tigers to the White Sox mid-season last year as part of a menage a trois deal that had Jake Peavy going to the Red Sox and Jose Iglesias going to Detroit. He's 6'4", 240 pounds, and he exhibits some of the look and feel of Yasiel Puig, just without the pomp and circumstance. In 256 plate appearances last season between Detroit and Chicago, Garcia batted .283 with 7 home runs, 31 RBI, and 3 stolen bases. Now, it looks like Robin Ventura may bat him second in the order, which I don't believe is ideal for him, and it'll likely curb his RBI opportunities, but the trade-off there is his stolen base opportunities should increase, and his runs scored numbers should as well. Hitting in the 2-hole, I'm looking for Garcia to hit above .280 and eclipse the 20 home run mark in his first full Major League season. In that spot in the lineup, I also think he can steal 15 bases for sure, and I expect at least 90 runs scored and perhaps 70 RBI. Gets better though. Don't be surprised if you see him in the 3-hole at some point this season. This kid can really hit, and it's a spot that the scout I spoke to feels that he will not only end up in, but thrive in. To the extent that happens sooner than later is really where the upside to Garcia's numbers come in. Now, Garcia currently has an NFBC ADP of 220, and he's the 55th outfielder being taken. I think he's spectacular value there in snake drafts, and if he's still on your board as pick 200 comes around, I would absolutely reach up and grab him. When the season ends, I expect Garcia's 2014 numbers have him as a top 25 outfielder and a top 100 player for sure. That moves him up at least 120 spots from where he is now, and I think you'll find that going into next season, your sleeper will be wide awake, taking no one by surprise.